Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lauren. If you're new here, thank you ever so much for joining us. I'm here today with an allotment vlog. I'm currently stood in my shed, which is very rare for me. My friend came down yesterday and helped me to clear it of all of the cardboard and old packaging and all of that sort of thing that was in here, and took it to the tip on their way for me, so that was super useful. Today's plan is to take the polytunnel down and get some stuff in the ground, but I do have the next few days off work as well, so I won't be down here every day because I've got some other bits to do as well, but it just gives me more time to get down and get the jobs done that I feel I need to get done soon. The weather's also fairer. We haven't had a frost in ages, and we're not forecast one, I think, realistically again now, but I am just going to keep an eye on it. But some of my seedlings that I've obviously planted at home to start off with, I've then been hardening them off in the garden, and then the last week or so they've just stayed out in the garden, so I thought, do you know what, I may as well just bring them down to the plot. So yeah, let's show you what I've done today, and then I'll show you a plot tour at the end of where we've got to today, and then hopefully I'll be able to update you as the week goes on if I get some time to come down here again. So here my other half has taken down the old polytunnel for me, and if you know the story, a little mouse actually got trapped in my water butt and did sadly die in there. So I was just giving this a quick rinse out. That has obviously been removed and was removed pretty immediately, but yeah, just giving this a quick rinse out, just to make sure that there's nothing nasty in there, and then popping it back. Popped in netting on top so that nothing else can climb in, and then put the lid on because this still isn't attached to any guttering, but yeah, then I just popped it back onto its stand with the tap facing out so that I can easily fill it without having to go right the way around the back, and then I just tied it on using some netting and some string to make sure that it doesn't fall off the stand. And then we're moving on to what should be the first job of the day every time I come down to the allotment, which is 10 minutes of weeding. So I just set my timer or check my watch to see what the time is, and I just weed for 10 minutes and it takes the pressure off completely, and it's really working for me. Okay, so the shed is looking much better, far more organised, and I'm not concerned that someone's cat is going to come in here whilst I'm working on the plot and accidentally trap it in here. Okay, so the polytunnel has gone. I'm so pleased to see that gone. I've also just given my little water butt a wash out, which you would have seen. I don't know if I necessarily needed to or not, but I just felt better giving it a little wash, rinse out, and then I've covered the top, put the little lid on it, and secured it to the shed, so hopefully now nothing will ever fall in there again and die. Covered over the potatoes today because the leaves were coming up. I've interplanted some kale, which is apparently okay with potatoes. I've popped some, I think that's cauliflower, in the pots there. I've popped those down, but I'm going to come back tomorrow and plant them when I've... What do I need to do? Bring some plant labels down, so then I'll let them go in the ground. It's still really weedy there, but I came down yesterday, as I said, and cleared the shed, and did my 10 minutes of weeding, and then I've been down today, obviously, because I'm here now, and I did my 10 minutes of weeding first as well. I've covered that little bit between mine and my neighbour's plot because the weeds were horrendous, so I've just used that little bit of weed suppressant to cover them, and then I think I'm going to just carry on down our path because it looks really bad. But not today. Rhubarb, oh, it's slow, it's really slow, but it's growing. I've covered this bed. This isn't the best weed suppressant because some light does still get in, but hopefully that's just going to slow down the growth of the weeds. My courgettes were looking a bit poorly, their root systems are awful, so I've just chucked them in the ground to see how we get on. I've popped my sprouts in here with my berries. Obviously I've not popped them into the actual ground yet. I'm just going to go home and check that they will be happy in there, and then I'll also need to bring some more plant labels down. My garlic is looking good. I've got a nice big bulb there, but again we've got loads of weeds in here, but I'm keeping on top of them now. I feel better doing the 10 minutes each time I come down. I feel like I'm on top of it now. And then finally, I've just chucked some peas in the ground down here. This area is actually pretty weed free, which is odd. But yeah, so I've just chucked some peas in the ground. Idea is that they'll go all the way along there, and then I'm going to get an archway to go over my entrance here so the peas can climb up. Spin you around. And there's the plot as it stands today. So yeah, let's see what progress I make this week. Oh, this is what I was expecting when I signed up to an allotment. This is better. It's first thing in the morning, about 9 o'clock. It is glorious sunshine, thank goodness. It's quiet down here. Not another soul down here. Oh, I just want to spend the whole day down here. It really is gorgeous. Oh, thank goodness. We are set for another couple of days of rain after today, but you know what, I'll let them off if it is, because this is worth a few days of rain. It really does change my whole perspective on everything when we get a little bit of sunshine. So I haven't been down since the last time I filmed, so where I left you last time is where we are still at today. I've still got more potatoes cropping up, you know. I got my other half to just cover the potato leaves that it came up. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to put my sunglasses on. I know it's not the best when you're watching a video, but the sun is so bright. But yeah, so I got my other half to just earth up some of the potatoes to cover the leaves. If you didn't know, that's what you need to do when you're growing potatoes, because basically you need to keep covering the leaves that grow through, otherwise it turns the tubers green, I believe is the issue, but I know it turns the potatoes poisonous essentially. So yeah, I need to earth up a few more potatoes. I'm going to focus down here. I hope you can see that on camera, but for my 10 minutes of weeding, which is what I always do first time I come down the allotment plot, 10 minutes of weeding is my first priority. Then let me show you what I've brought down with me today. I have got tons of tomato plants, and it's only me in my house that eats tomatoes. My other half thinks that they're the worst fruit. I guess they're classed as a fruit, but salad on earth. A couple of these were just looking a little bit worse for wear, a bit bendy, so I've brought those down and I'm just going to chuck them in the ground outside. I've never had a polytunnel or a greenhouse before, so I've always grown my tomatoes outside, and touch wood, I've never had blight. So a couple of these I'm going to grow outside, and then the rest, once the polytunnel is up, I'll chuck them in there. In here I've got a pair of scissors. I'll show you what they're for in a second, but they're always useful. I brought down my pruning shears that I brought a few weeks ago now actually, just to keep in the shed. And then I've bought my other seeds just because I want to get some salad in if I can. Maybe some radish and beetroot, some lettuce, things like that. And this is how I organise my seeds, by the way. I really like this method. It works for me. So Ziploc baggie. And then I've just got all of my different categories, I suppose, in there, so nice and easy to see. I've got a pencil as well. So pencil, scissors and milk bottle. I'll cut up this milk bottle and use it as a plant marker, because I've run out of those little plastic, these things. Ran out of all of these. So yeah. Reuse my milk bottle. I've got my tripod, obviously, for filming. I really can't see my screen. I do apologise if this is terrible. And then I've just brought down some gross veggies from the fridge that are all gone wet and soggy. Some rhubarb leaves, some manky carrots, and I'll chuck those in my compost. But yeah, so first job, 10 minutes of weeding. Worst job, get it out of the way first, set a timer for 10 minutes and it's done then, isn't it? I feel such a sense of satisfaction, even though I don't get obviously all of the weeds out in 10 minutes, particularly this area here. I don't know why it's so bad there. but just 10 minutes, I feel like that's my job done then. That's all I need to do that day, and I've done my weeding. I don't have this massive pressure to do the whole plot. It's really working for me. So yeah, let me set you up on the tripod. We've got loads to do today, and I'm super excited because this weather is just a dream. So here we go. As I said, 10 minutes of weeding. I find it really beneficial and it works for me on my plot. I don't know if I'll change the amount of time that I do weeding for as the season goes on. Might be that I need to take it down to 5 minutes, might be that I take it up to 15. I suppose it'll also depend how much time I get down here over the summer. But yeah, really actually look forward to this job. I know now once it's done, I can then get on with the good stuff, and it just clears that bit of space. I don't feel like everybody's looking at my plot thinking, oh my gosh, she's overrun by weeds. But yeah, it's actually quite therapeutic now and a good way to start my work down at the plot. I just chuck it into one of these reusable bags, let it sort of die down for a couple of days, and then I chuck it into the compost. Doing a lot of voiceovers today. As the day went on, it got more busy down at the plot. So I was a little bit more shy talking to the camera in front of other people. But here I'm just using these soft ties. They are reusable. I really like them. And basically tying my tomato plants to the little bamboo cane. Not super tight because you want your tomato sort of plant to be able to grow thicker and not be restricted by that tie. But yeah, just get it supported by that bamboo to stop it snapping. I'm currently just sorting through my shed. These are some bits that I had in the garden at home. I've been looking for my staple gun, so there it is. Got some weed suppressant, some pegs for the weed suppressant, my dog's lead thingy. And then I forgot I had these from Tesco. I don't even remember buying them. I sort of do. But yeah, so I'm going to get these in the ground because my onion seedlings have done absolutely nothing. So I'm going to give these a try. Not really sure what I'm doing with them. So here I am planting those onion bulbs, sets, whatever it is that you call it. So first off, I'm just using my fork to just go along the soil there and make little trenches to put the onions in. And then you put them pointy side up into the ground, and you don't want to cover them too much. This is just from me reading the back of the onion packet. It did come with instructions, so yeah, just popping those in. I think I did 5 rows, and there was about 10 in each row. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have about 50 onions. And the top maybe inch of the ground is actually quite dry, considering the amount of rain we've had. So I'm just going over and giving that a good water to hopefully give them a good head start. Moving on now, I had some old bamboo canes in the shed, so I've just split some of those in half and popped them into the ground next to the beds. And then what I'm doing next is I'm going to grab some of the PVC water piping, and I'm going to put each end over the bamboo cane just to create a hoop for my netting. Getting a little sidetracked now because I'd forgotten, but I just wanted to pop my, I think this is Savoy cabbage and 2 cauliflower, the all year round variety. Just wanted to pop those in first before I put the netting over this bed. So as I said, just grabbing this PVC pipe in, popping it over each of those bamboo canes and just sliding them in. Basically, it just helps to keep those PVC pipes secure. and then I'm just putting out this netting. I do have a real fear that this netting is going to trap birds and all of that sort of thing. Does give me a bit of a fear, but I have secured it down, I think, tight enough, without any gaps, so hopefully no little critters can get in and then get stuck. And so far so good on this netting. I will link it down in the description box below, but I just bought one pack to see how far it went really, and to see if it seemed any good, but it seems quite robust so far and the holes are really small, so I don't think anything will get in. Obviously only time will tell, we'll play it by ear, but yeah, I'm really impressed with it so far and I think I will buy some more. I'm going to see how it goes over the next couple of weeks, and if it's all good I will buy more. Okay, and here we have it. So this is all netted now. I think it's quite secure. I've used the sides of the bed to secure it. So potatoes in here, there's some kale in there, and then my onions that I've popped in up here. Over here, I've just sown straight into the ground some iceberg lettuce, there's 2 rows there, some perpetual spinach, there's 3 rows, some salad bowl lettuce, there's 2 rows, and then along here there's 3 rows of radish, and then these in here that I've looked like they could have seen better days is my courgette black beauty. Popped into the ground here around my fruit bushes is some sprouts, and they're the Groninger variety. Over here where you can see it's darker because I've just watered it, I've got some scarlet runner beans. Just thrown some Wave Rex peas in here, and I've popped loads more into the ground. You can see the ones that I started off at home, but I've popped loads more right along here. And then I've got my tomatoes. So Sweet Million doesn't look the best. My Shirley looks incredible. I love that tomato. I think they're my favourite. And then Marmande as well. But yeah, definitely my favourite. I just need to tighten the tie on that. But yeah, that's where we're at today and I'm happy with it. As you can probably tell by the level of my voice, it's got an awful lot busier down here, which I'm not surprised at all because it's absolutely glorious. But that does conclude our video for today. I've been down here about 2 hours and I've got loads done. It's just been non-stop, and it's been really nice stuff, you know, getting stuff into the ground, chopping up my potatoes, getting my peas in, all of that exciting sort of stuff. I've done a little bit more of weeding as I've gone along as well. I know I don't have to because I just do my 10 minutes a day, but as I was planting stuff into those beds, I just pulled out the weeds that were in there. It won't hurt at all to keep on top of it, and it was no bother. I didn't feel like I was overwhelmed by it. But yeah, so I hope my netting stays on that bed. It looks pretty secure so far, and it's been quite windy since I've been down here, so it's given it a good test whilst I've been here. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to head home. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It was certainly a better video for me, probably my favourite one to have filmed so far. So I'm going to head home and get it edited, ready for Friday, and also I'm going to have a little snack and a cup of tea because I'm starving and thirsty. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please do like and subscribe if you have, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.